What's up, everybody? Miishra here. We are back in Call of Cthulhu. Now, before the video starts, I actually want to talk about something. We are currently about 300, almost about 350 subs away from 1,000. So it would mean a lot to me if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're already been on the channel, just go ahead and share it to friends that you think would like it. Alright, without further ado, Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of Riverside Institution. He met Dr. Collin, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of his place, where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colin. The companions in misfortune decide to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout. Ooh. Ooh. Big ol' eye. Look at that big ol' eye. Ooh. Do not like those. I do not like these noises.
Who goes there?
Me! I go there.
That nightmare again. I need a drink.
You need a drink. Alright, so I gotta go. I believe the first time I came through here, I already searched everything. But now everything's kind of clean. Oh, hello? Hi.
Awake, Mr. Pierce.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Like shit.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Okay. Chapter 5. Okay. I don't know what that was. But that was kind of scary.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force.
Yeah,
that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Why can't I
Who
look?
else would it be?
Oh,
There
then I'm gonna
are
click
things
skip.
I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Not high enough. Let's talk to Bradley. Oh.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
Yes.
I have a hard time
But now he's a
believing you.
tentacle man.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
Yes.
That's possible.
That's what I
Seems hard to
believe.
swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
You died!
You two know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
That's
the
true.
Chemistry is obvious.
I do seem a little bit stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business.
Oh, they
at hand.
like each other. Okay,
I
aha!
found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the?
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... It's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back. But I can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
Whose badge
Man's
is
in
it?
danger, believe me.
What can we do, Pierce?
I think it's yours, isn't it?
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
That's what I thought.
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital. and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you
How'd
don't
you know?
remember the events of the
How'd you know I was in the hospital,
I
though?
don't. Let's talk about something else.
Why do you want to avoid the question?
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs,
Oof.
the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened
Awful things.
afterwards?
When I woke up the second time,
I don't know.
was in a
I don't remember
padded cell.
anything.
That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute.
Oh, yes, we did.
Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible.
We saw everything.
Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove.
It was
Did you
terrible.
discover anything else?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the
Ooh.
hospital in 1904 with funds from the
The
Hawkins
Scylla.
family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes,
So,
and as you could tell, Dr.
Okay.
Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
yes, he
wouldn't
is.
be
He.
happy if he knew we were
Ugh.
snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him.
I don't fear him
Do you wish
either.
to know anything else?
Yes.
I
But
found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis
oh,
Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses.
yes, he
Not to
is.
mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes, I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
And you are
What
correct.
I
He
saw
does.
was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying?
Yes.
Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan.
That's why
I'll prove it
people
to you.
don't believe
I'm listening,
cops
Mr.
anymore.
Pierce.
He is highly respected,
I met a Francis
so there's no
Sanders.
reason to investigate him, huh?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What?
I want that leather thing. What is
How
that?
did he die?
I'm not sure I can
It's
explain.
cool.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Because it is.
Sarah Hawkins. Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You
Ooh,
really
why
think
is
she's
the audio-
involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
My audio was cutting in and out. That was
Francis
weird.
Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis
is true.
Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say?
Hmm.
That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I
Okay.
don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
It's
He's
better to
right.
confront the truth.
We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
This will affect your
Better
destiny.
madness than ignorance. Very
That is
well.
true.
I'll go to see Francis's widow.
I don't like
Perhaps
people who's
I'll
ignorant.
find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
Don't. I'll end up in the hospital if
I'll
I
do
feel
my
like
best.
it. You can't make me. Alright, let's look around for a second, because I don't know. This chapter is really short. That's how I leave. I'm trying to look around to see if there's any... Oh, there's whiskey. We are going to clean up your act, Pierce. No more alcohol for you. Doesn't look like there's anything I can pick up, look at, anything like that. Can I go through this door? No? Okay. Well, yeah, this chapter was really short, so I guess we'll go with the next chapter too. Let's have this chapter 5 and chapter 6. Chapter 6. Sanders' Residence. Pierce, Collingwood, and Brandy decided to team up to resolve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trial to follow. Trial? They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. And then we're going to have a transition. Let us enter the madness. Ooh. Cutscenes.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
Why does he sound like he's always out of breath? Just...
However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
Of course, look who's here. Oh, what's...
You
What?
know each other. Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
Of course I do.
bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me. You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later. Very well, Miss Baker.
Miss Baker, huh?
This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Yes, I do. I really do. Your husband, he died by floating.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Well, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack?
This attack?
happened?
What do you mean, attack? Okay, first off...
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for
I
your
was-
kind words.
Yes, There we go.
Nobody in that
You must be
hospital
nice.
would deign to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Oh, test it. We're gonna test.
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you.
It is. Thank you.
I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
That is true.
The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
I
It
will.
is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
I do
Then
not.
you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
I don't know if my eloquent succeeded or did not succeed.
Did she really care for him after all?
Huh.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Oh. Already? I didn't even do anything yet. Ooh. Psychological.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
I would say yes. Huh. Oh, piano.
A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? He didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
Makes no sense. Oh. He tore out his own eyes.
Shambler. I need to see it.
We will. Calm down. We've got a big house to steal from. So just hold tight. We will get there in a moment. And this is locked, of course. Man, they always had the good stuff behind locked doors. Can never get to the good stuff. Never. Oh. What is
Let's
this?
see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
What does this say?
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me.
Look at this
Nobody
painting.
should
It's
have
cool
that.
looking.
Except
Cthulhu
to
with
burn
skulls.
I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him. Behind my eyelids.
Mountain.
Each time I shut my eyes.
That's sad. Yeah.
I can't
Oh,
take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
no.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Okay, you just keep staring into Sarah's painting. Another locked door. Man, they always hide everything good behind locked doors. I want it.
I could use one of those.
Ooh, what is
A
this?
strange Amerindian pendant.
Yeah.
Strange.
Letter.
For months, Sarah
Francis, I
Hawkins
beg you to give all your
refused to
hope of
part with
owning
her
this
painting,
accursed
to
painting.
finally give it away for nothing.
Please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the agent of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the shambler. Oh.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Volume 3. I need 1. You read the book? Read the book. This is some kind of encyclopedia of monsters and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. I want this book. This book looks cool. Ooh, what happened? Hello? Oh, what? Ooh, what is this?
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective.
Not my fault.
Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have
You're
you
right.
come looking for in this gallery?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie.
Thank you.
Learn how to dupe, Detective. But as long as you keep out of my way,
Did this.
you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
Yes.
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
I don't blame
Why
her.
you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me.